Welcome back to Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. We are your hosts, Brooke
and Jubal. This morning we're running our fan favorite second date update. We've spoke briefly with our guest yesterday, and he is looking for some good 1930s relationship advice.
92.5 Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
We're going to give our guest a call, but a short preface to our conversation. This man is an absolute rock star in Italy. Everybody loves the guy. He's the current fascist leader of Italy and is known by some as the father of fascism.
Sounds like someone you don't want running your HOA.
Hello, Mussolini.
Ciao. Good morning to you both.
Hey, Mussolini, or Mussy, if I can call you that.
No, don't call me that.
Okay, well, Mussolini, we know you've been having some issues since you took your first date with the mystery lady, so why don't you tell us a bit about her?
A funny story. It's a man. But you've definitely heard of him. He's the current ruler of Germany and is pretty popular among the purebred Germans. His name is Hitler.
Oh, wow. This sounds less like The Notebook and more like the movie premiere of The Doctrine of Fascism.
Well, why don't you tell us your backstory and what happened with Hitler?
At first, I didn't take him seriously. Honestly, I thought he was just a loud German guy who talked a lot. But then he rose to power, and suddenly he's running Germany talking about gaining more power and just trying to copy my style.
Oh, so he's like that friend who sees you hit a double in softball and then has to bring up their home run from the last game.
Except instead of playing sports, he's playing with world domination.
Exactly, man. I created fascism. It was my idea. I pushed it in the newspapers. I edited. I posted for the cameras. I had the black shirts enforce it in the streets. We believed in nationalism, one-party rule, the power of a strong dictator. I feel like he used me for his own benefit, not because he actually likes me.
Oh, so you're saying you were the original.
See, I was the father of fascism, but Hitler, he took my ideas and made them even more extreme. We both appealed to the people's emotion and fear, just like me, but he went a little extreme. Also, I love war and domination, and that's where we saw eye to eye. But at some point, he was just trying to take the land I deserve. I wanted my people to rise above others and do everything for the state, but he kept taking these ideas and coining them as his own.
So, let me put it this way. You're like the original iPhone, and Hitler is like the iPhone 16 with the weird-looking camera. No, but seriously, like, how do they even fit so many cameras on there? Like, they come up with these new designs every time.
I guess, but he still copied me.
Okay, so let's kind of get into this date that you were talking about. What happened? Like, how did you guys meet? Where? Like, was this kind of like something you talked about, or is this kind of just like out of the blue? Because I feel like at this point, you keep talking about how he was obsessed with you, so I'm sure he had his eyes on you, but were you really intending it?
Well, we actually got together in the 1930s. He invited me to Berlin. Our vibes weren't completely matching, you could say. He wanted to dominate everything I wanted first, and it was clear he would stop at nothing. At first, I thought we were equal in our relationship, but soon it became clear Germany was better and stronger, and Italy was relying on them. You'd think we'd work because we were so similar, but we ended up falling apart.
So basically, you got friend-zoned into being a sidekick?
Exactly. I wanted to expand Italy's empire. Ethiopia, Albania, we tried, but our military was weaker and our economy was smaller. Meanwhile, Hitler kept on courting me. I wanted to ally with France and Britain, but they were not having it with me.
Oh, and this is when you guys made it official, right? Didn't you make the Pact of Steel?
Right. We stood against the Allies, but sometimes I wondered, was it really a partnership, or was I just there?
Sounds like one of those toxic relationships. Everyone else sees it's bad, but you're still posting couple pics on the Insta.
Hashtag Axis goals.
In the end, I thought fascism would make Italy great. Instead, it made me stuck to Hitler, and it dragged Italy down with me.
Well, on the bright side, at least you didn't get ghosted.
Yeah, more like casually dragged through the streets and hung upside down after he died. Okay, Mussolini, you know how this works. We've got Hitler on the other line to hear his side of the story, so just stay quiet for a minute.
Hello?
Hello, is this Hitler?
Yes?
Do you happen to know the Brook and Jubal show?
No, I do not.
Well, we were just calling to talk about a first date you recently went on, and we'd like to figure out why you wouldn't go on another one with him. Do you remember going out with Mussolini?
Of course I remember it. It was dreadful.
Well, Mussolini said he felt like a sidekick in your little access relationship. Like you were in a toxic relationship. What's your take?
Sidekick? I'd say it was useful. But let's be clear, Germany was the driving force. While Mussolini was stumbling in Africa, I was doing all the work before the war had even started. And I had to bail him out in Greece, North Africa. Even his troops in Russia struggled. Italy was more of a liability than a partner. I didn't see him doing that for me. Mussolini's country was crippled after the economic crisis and putting their efforts into the Civil Spanish War, so I had to become his crutch. He said he'd back me up in war, but all I did was flail around like a fish out of water.
Yikes, that is not a good relationship. That's like when your group project partner sits on their phone all class and then just puts their name on the first slide of the PowerPoint.
Exactly. Hitler did the research, wrote the bullets, and Mussolini showed up with some snacks.
Don't be so cruel. He wanted me first. He wrote me letters as I grew into power. My black shirts were shortly followed by his brown shirts. He wanted nothing more than a boy who knew how great I was. But since he's brainwashed, his country thinks I'm all big and bad.
I knew he was listening. I could feel his fists pumping through the call. You're complaining because you never became as widespread as I did. Your war movements were unsuccessful, and there's nothing wrong with borrowing craftful ideas. Besides, I clearly have my ducks in a row and could have controlled the territory in Europe and the Mediterranean better. I think the only reason he even wanted a relationship with me anyways was because the League of Nations rejected him after he invaded Abyssinia, and the League didn't take that well.
You mean stealing my ideas?
So, is anybody down for a second date?
Yeah, right.
He wishes.
This sounds like an atomic bomb is about to go off.
92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
That's today's second date update. Mussolini and Hitler, a relationship built on power, competition, and dependency.
And like most toxic relationships, one partner did all the work. But in the end, they both still went down together.
We're Brooke and Jubal. Check in tomorrow.